Oh man, glad to be back. Yo, what it is? How's everybody doing? It's glad to be back. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Until I'm Famous. Glad to be back. Oh man, it's like so much stuff to talk about. So much stuff going on in the world. It's crazy. I think like, just watching all the stuff going, it's like, God damn. It's like nothing ever stops. And like, especially today being the day that I got the news. Or we got the news. Like everybody got the news that DMX is like in a critical condition. I just hope that he makes it out to us. Because we need people like X. You know, if you don't know who DMX, you've been living under a rock. But we need people like X. Alive. That guy. It's a powerful man. With him, he's like one of those. When people like when you talk about like hip hop, music shit, like he took that shit serious. Like you really believed everything he said. And X never like claimed to be a perfect man. X is just X. When you hear X, you just like you feel it. Like when you hear, I'm slipping, I'm falling, gotta get up. It's like you feel X, and X is one of them, one of them niggas. And I hope you make it through. I don't want to be sad. I'm tired of being sad so much lately. Like I just don't want to see nothing happen to X. I just pray that he make it through. It's kind of it's it's crazy, to think, But I got faith he's gonna make it through. You know, but God does do mysterious things that you can never really explain, but it happens. I just hope that he makes it through, and I got faith in it because with people like X, it's whenever you hear him talk about music, you see why. You see why. Like when people like it's like certain things like people like may not have like the most perfect lives, but their talent always outweighs everything that they may do. And that's something that when you see that you go like, God dang. And people like X is like one of those guys. Like X was just, people always talk about X and his bad things and all the stuff, but let's talk about really what his good things. X was, he had 2 platinum albums. X was a phenomenal artist, a good actor. He was in one of my favorite movies. I love Romeo Must Die, and I don't care. Like I watched Romeo Must Die so many times, but I like Romeo Must Die. It may not have like the best story or something like that, but it's just something about Romeo Must Die. Like I think it's probably like how certain movies can put you in like vibes and shit. Like so when you watching certain movies, you go, yeah, this is it. And whenever I watch, Romeo Must Die, like I can sit there and just watch it. Like it's certain movies like that can put you in that mood of like, all right, I want to watch it. And it's not to mention it kind of had like an all star cast of like full of a lot of like black celebrities and Asian, stop the Asian hate. But yeah, so I mean that's I don't want to be sad. I really hope X made it. Is gonna make it, and I would just, cause think about it. Like we actually got to saw X show off his catalog. Actually got to have people see why people fuck with X, right? No matter what, X, like watching him battle Snoop was amazing, and it's crazy to think, right? Snoop Dogg had like a lot of he had like a lot of posse records when he battled X. X was doing a lot of shit by himself. Like it's crazy. Like X's catalog is amazing, but X's catalog is basically X and his people is basically X. X is, he worked with people, but he didn't work with as many people as Snoop Dogg. Because Snoop Dogg is Snoop Dogg, and Snoop Dogg works with, how can you not love Snoop Dogg? Let's be honest. Like how can you not love Snoop Dogg? Snoop Dogg's been around since I can remember. Snoop Dogg's been, so how can you not love Snoop Dogg? But X is like one of those guys where you got to catch him because that motherfucker gonna be gone. X is, and this is just it's stories about X all the time. Like it was crazy about like I know y'all guys remember that meme. It's like a meme of like DMX like balling out crying and shit like that. Like it's kind of crazy like to see like him just balling out crying and like everybody's like they always post that meme to like laughing and shit like that. But they never know the true stories behind certain memes. Like it's crazy that they never pay attention to like true stories behind memes. Like I think after that situation, like when he was crying and shit like that, like he had just got like told off by his son, like where his son was telling him like he doesn't want to be in his life, he's tired of him abusing drugs, he can't sit there and be in his son's life if it wasn't, until he gets, what you call it, sober. And he's sitting there dealing with, he's sitting there and looking into the sun like, I can't, like, I have to live my life like this. I'm like, I have to live my life like this. And then it like he broke down, but they caught it on camera. And, he cried, and, always, people got to find some, fun out of it. And it was, ain't gonna lie, like, when people post the shit, it's funny. But, when people like, bring up X, they may bring up that, they don't never really talk about the good things. Like, especially now, like, nowadays, people don't really know about X like that. Well, all right, so look, all right, okay, people I know about X. But people, like, the young motherfuckers don't know about X. Like, I be trying to show my little nephew, I be like, yo, listen to this is DMX. And he be like, nah, if it ain't Young Boy, I don't even want to fuck with her. I'm like, all right, well, Young Boy kind of, whatever. It's kind of hard to really explain. Like, it's hard to explain music that you like to somebody when they don't give a fuck about what you like. And then you gotta humble yourself and tell them, yeah, not everybody really cares about what you like. Like, not everybody cares about what you like. And it's kind of hard to really just think of the fact that, like, well, how come you don't care what I like? Because I like it. You gotta like it. You have to like what I like. Because I just like a lot of great things. I don't like nothing trash. I just like greatness. But, that's always the difficult thing of dealing with that shit. Like, it's so funny thinking about that. And, it's crazy. It's like, like I said, I really don't want to be sad, because I ain't gonna lie, it's crazy that I think about it right now. Is like, ever since, like, Kobe Bryant's death, which I miss Kobe Bryant, but, one thing that it did for me, which is, was it, like, it opened me up emotionally. And I know that sounds weird to, like, just say, like, oh, you getting opened up. It opened me up emotionally, like, because I was in the military, for like 6 years. I kind of was like pretty closed off emotionally. Like, actually, I wasn't no kind of. I really was closed off emotionally to the point where, like, I really became a robot. And a lot of people who's in the military kind of become numb to this shit. And like, think about it, because you gotta deal with stuff that you did. Dealings with stuff that you did before your life, before you joined the military, and then the things that you do while you're in the military. So it's just like a lot of that stuff where you become numb. Like, where life just happens, and you just become numb to everything. You really don't even pay attention to anything. Like, it's been like a lot of situations where if I tell somebody about certain situations, they're like, damn, really? But I'm like, it's nothing. It's nothing. But you become numb. And honestly, like, after Kobe Bryant passed, like, I ain't gonna lie, when Kobe Bryant passed, I was emotional. I talked about it before on an episode. I can't remember what episode it is. We're not gonna get into that. But I talked about it before, and I was talking about how emotional I was, and then like, not, and then I talked about how emotional I was, but, like, then again, like, now I just find myself openly, like, okay, if something affects me in a certain way, I don't just hold everything in. Because what I used to do was just hold everything in. Now it's like, come to the point where, like, a tear fall, and I'd be like, wow, that's amazing. For me to see tears fall off my face, I don't be like, I'm not crying like I'm not crying that hard. You don't see snot coming out my nose. Nah, it's just like a tear fall, and I'd be like, wow, that's a beautiful thing. And it's crazy to say that, because, like, I mean, as a man, when you tell people, like, oh yeah, I cried yesterday, and like, what the kind of pussy shit is that? But I mean, it's a beautiful thing for me. I'm happy that I'm able to, like, shed tears now. It's been a while since, like, I was able to shed tears. No matter what, like, crazy shit happened, I still couldn't shed a tear. But now I'm, like, able to shed a tear, and I don't know why. Kobe brought that out. Like, it's not like I knew him. Well, I felt like I knew him. Yeah, I felt like I knew him. I feel like I knew Kobe, a long time, but, like, I think he brought that. He was able to bring that side out of me, and then now I'm, like, able to, be emotional like I want to. Well, okay, I don't want to be emotional, but I'm able to assess emotions when they come now, instead of being like, oh, well, it just happens. Which sometimes that's necessary. Sometimes it's necessary to be able to plow through certain things, and sometimes you should, take a moment and analyze certain things. Because plowing through stuff, it helps. in certain things that you're doing in life. But sometimes I don't know. Well, maybe this is all off my head. Me thinking about this. You know, and then like another thing too. Also is like with X. I know I'm changing the subject and stuff like that, but like yeah, sometimes it's like it's good to plow through things, like especially dealing with like imagine if I had the life of DMX, right? Him, his life was, it's harder than usual. When it's crazy because like everybody know DMX for like drugs and stuff like that. The first time he's ever smoked anything, I saw this shit in an interview and he was like crying because it was like, and I'm like, it got me like wow, because like the first time he ever smoked ever, DMX, was when he was like, it's all because think about hip hop and shit like that. The first time he ever smoked ever was he was like sitting in like some club with one of his guys that he looked up to, and one of the guys he looked up to, he ain't never smoked or never drank or nothing like that. He gave him a blunt, but the blunt was laced with crack. And that was the first time he ever smoked. Somebody that he looked up to, somebody looked up to him like a brother. The one that even like introduced rap to him. The first time he ever smoked was, through him. And when you starting off life as 14 like that, you going like, God damn, well, we're gonna see how this ride take you. But it's crazy, like with that, what all comes with that is like DMX. It's crazy to think like he had to go through that to become who he is, now. Everything that you go through, you gotta go through to become who you are. Which you may not even know who you may be, but you have to be able to, get through it and able to plow through certain shit like that, right? And that's crazy to think that like the first time he ever smoked was he got laced with it. And and then think about how much that affected his life after that. You end up getting laced, and then now it changed you so much to the point where that's you're kind of like, and be honest with you, DMX is kind of like known for crack, even though I don't want to talk about the bad stuff with DMX, but DMX is kind of like known for like rappers and crack. Jesus. All right, look, I pray for DMX, and I just want to see him make it. I don't want to be sad. Because I don't want to be sad. I'm actually gonna watch a DMX movie, today. I'm gonna watch Cradle to the Grave, and also watch what was another movie he did? He did Belly. I'm gonna watch Belly too. No, not Belly 2, but Belly, the first one, like with Nas. Nas terrible acting as, and I'm gonna watch that one. I'm gonna watch that. That doesn't do anything for DMX's health, but it's just something. It's for me. A lot of people when we do certain things, we really do it for ourselves. So I'm gonna watch it for myself, and I'm gonna enjoy it for myself. I'm praying for DMX, and I want to see DMX make it. That's for real. I mean, it's okay. What else can I talk about too? Yeah. I got one. How does everybody feel about the Quavo and Swahili situation? Whatever her name is. Oh no, whatever her name is. Is Quavo and his girlfriend. I don't really know. It's Swati. I'm gonna just call it Swati. Quavo and Swati. Everybody's. I know I'm a little bit late on it, but like everybody was like talking about how like everybody's so shocked. Everybody's like talking about like how she kind of like carried Quavo and stuff like that, and like how she was like take care and stuff like that, and then she was talking about I've been through so much with Quavo and stuff like that. And I'm like, and like in my mind, like me watching this, going through all this, I'm like, yeah, I'm not surprised. Like, cause if we're being honest, right, I really didn't know who Swati was before Quavo, and I really didn't. Like, I didn't, like, I'm not supposed to know. She wasn't like on my radar before, cause I really don't know any song by her. Like, I think every song that I know her, I don't think she has any original songs. She has like original. I don't think she has any. I think all those songs are like kind of like beat flips. Like she's like known for like beat flips. So I really don't. I mean, I think what she did was she kind of like Quavo was hot when she got with him. And so she got with Quavo until, you know, his buzz dropped. And then when Migos stopped putting out music, and they can't, you know, I think she probably, like, you know, looked on the best opportunity. Now, I won't be surprised if she, you know, hops on, you know, starts dating the next big thing, which I don't know who's the next big thing. She might date NBA Youngboy. Well, NBA Youngboy got like enough problems. You know, NBA Youngboy's like 21 with like 7 kids. We're not gonna. Who am I? Who am I to judge? But yeah, she might date the next big rapper, whoever it is coming up, which is hilarious. You know, well, that's not hilarious. She's gonna end up dating the next big rapper. I called it. I mean, I'm for real. She's gonna end up dating the next big rapper, and we're not gonna be surprised because that's just how the game works. You know, people are not surprised when that happens. You know, whenever they move on to rapper to rapper, are you really surprised? Like that's what it's supposed to do. Like I don't know why they all date the same women. Like I don't know what in the realms of that being cool, but I guess what if I become a rapper and then I go, what if I become a rapper? I'll be able to tell you why, but I'm not a rapper, so I would never be able to tell you why. But I think that's because, like, you know, in all the songs they always talk about fucking some nigga's bitch or some shit like that. But whatever. Who am I? Who am I? An old man. That's who. It's funny though to think though, just to think, you know, let's say, do you think she probably like left Quavo, you know, because he probably cheated on her? And if Quavo cheated on her, like, is she like really? What you so mad for? I mean, I'm not saying like women should get cheated on, but I'm saying, like, you know, it happens to everyone. Everyone gets cheated on. Well, not every woman kind of gets cheated on, and that doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it right, but like every woman gets cheated on in some way or somehow, and it's just like I don't think women should just look at it as a bad thing anymore. I think women should just stop being so selfish. Now, it sounds crazy saying this shit, but I mean it. I think women should stop being so selfish and thinking like, oh my God, how could he do that to me? He must really don't love me. No, that's not the case. I love you more than anything. You know I love you like a fat man loves food. What? You know I love you like cooked food. There we go. That's a throwback. You know I love you like cooked food. Yeah, I think women should just stop being so selfish and just be like, he cheated on me. Okay. All right, but what other qualities, you know, does he have? You know, does he take care of me? Does he, you know, is he there for me? You know, am I very compatible with him? You know, does he? Okay, he made a mistake. Just think of cheating as, you know, like falling down the stairs. You don't fall down the stairs all the time. Just sometimes, you know, sometimes like when you miss the arm rail, you probably was speeding down the steps. Sometimes you fall, sometimes you don't. Just think of cheating like that. You know, he doesn't mean to. He doesn't want to fall down the stairs every single time. You know, every time a man cheats, he feels like shit. I mean, and look, I mean, come on, men cheat, you know. But every time a man cheats, he doesn't really want to cheat. It just happens. But it's always good when a man doesn't cheat. That means he's safe. He doesn't fall down the stairs all the time. But everybody done fell down the stairs before. Even women have fell down the stairs. We're not gonna look. Everybody's done fell down the stairs. So let's think about this, right? So instead of calling it cheating, let's call it falling down these stairs, right? Everybody's been minding their own business, just living their life, and then you go, oh man, I can make it up these stairs really fast, and they run as fast as they can, and they slip. It happens. You know. So if Quavo cheated on Swati, which I just feel like I got a feeling in my heart that's not her name, but I just really don't know how to say her name. Probably because I'm illiterate, but it is what it is. So like, let's say, you know, Quavo probably did cheat on Swati, and I mean, like, let's be honest, she got with Quavo. Quavo didn't really put you know, look like he was one of those Russell Westbrook type. Like when Sierra got with Russell Westbrook, you see why she got with Russell Westbrook. He's like not Future. That's not to mention he's not Future. He doesn't talk about drugs. He doesn't talk about lean. He seems like a man of the cloth. I don't look at Quavo and go, oh yeah, that nigga love him some God. Like that motherfucker there is gonna be there for his women. He's not gonna cheat. He's not a. Yeah, no, I don't. You didn't. Please tell me. Like, if somebody says I got that look from Quavo, I don't believe you. I really don't believe you. I'm telling you this right now. You're lying. But whatever. People lie all the time. And it's funny just to think that like that would be the case, you know. So she like when she, let's say she saw Quavo cheating on him, is she gonna be like she couldn't have said, "Oh my God, I can't believe you did that." She probably just said, "Wow, okay, you gonna do this in my face?" Because there is like a very, you know, I think, you know, it's crazy. I'll be thinking to myself like, women have to know, like I'm like famous women, like if you like, let's say if all right, let's say if I'm like fucking Hulk Hogan or some shit like that, right? Some famous fucking celebrity. And geez, that shows my age. I just the person I say hasn't been famous since like 2000, but whatever. Hulk Hogan, you know, meets you know, his wife. Was well, he meets his lady. He was getting a manicure. He meets his lady, and you know, he goes, "Oh my God, you're amazing. Can I take her out on a date? Because she's beautiful." Of course, he's not taking no ugly woman out on a date. He's taking a very beautiful woman out on a date. Oh, I'm gonna take her out on a date. He takes her out on a date, and he goes, "Wow, she's really cool. Like, oh my God, I actually think she's a dope individual. Wow." And you just do nails. That's all you do? And he goes, "Well, I don't know if you know me, but I am Hulk Hogan." Of course, she knows him. That's Hulk Hogan, right? He goes, "You know what? I think you should, you know, stay around me a lot. I like your vibes. I like what you do for me." And I mean, I want to make you my wife. And he gets married to her. You know, he makes her his wife, and he treats her like he's supposed to treat. And this is a Patricia Neal said this, right? You know, Patricia Neal said something similar to this. Like, think about this, right? You end up marrying Hulk Hogan. You think you pretty much like. This also goes back to the point what I said in the beginning. If I like something, there's no way somebody else can't like it. Because like I like it. Like if I like it, somebody else has to like what I like. Because I don't like bad stuff. When you like Hulk Hogan, you're not the only one that likes Hulk Hogan. You think you're the only one that likes Hulk Hogan, which is Hulk Hogan. But you're not the only one that likes Hulk Hogan. Everybody else likes Hulk Hogan. So you telling me Hulk Hogan has to be like, I don't want to talk to any of them, and it'd be like some of the most beautiful. Okay, all right. Now I'm thinking about this. It'd be some of the most beautiful women, you know, trying to do it. You think it's hard for any man not to fall for temptation. Temptation is the worst. Temptation is always there. Temptation is never going to leave. It's just going to be in his face every single day. And him being a human, he's going to fall down the stairs. No one's perfect. He's going to sit there and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm good." Just have his hand on the rail. One day he's going to be like, "All right, I'm finna go," and he's going to bust his ass. Now it's a certain way to bust your ass. Now let's say he busts his ass and he catches himself, right? So let's say he's falling down the stairs. But he, you know, he safely grabs the rail and he goes, "Oh," and he goes, "Okay, good. Now I can make it down the rest of the stairs." Let's relate that to the safe way of cheating. You know, when you're using protection, you know, you're not really, you know, really dating. Like, you're not wifing them. Like, you know, this is not my queen. This is just something that it's like an itch I have to scratch. You know, it's just an itch you got to scratch. Sometimes you got to scratch. You know, I know your leg itches sometimes. You go, "Damn, I just want to scratch that for a little bit." Sometimes you got to scratch that itch. Or there's a disrespectful way of cheating, where you just like sitting there dating her, you know, you living with her, you come home, you telling secrets about your wife to her, you know, you sitting there just divulging all kind of information. She knows you, like you don't want your side chick to know you, and that's just never gonna end well, because no matter what, she's always in competition with your wife, and that's I don't know if women have gotten the notice. Is if you're in competition with another, you know, another woman's wife. I mean, if you're in competition with another man's wife, I don't think you're gonna win, because he married her for some reason. Why did he marry you? And it's not because you're not first. Because if you're really that dope, he would have said, "Fuck the wife. I'm leaving it right now." But like every man wants, we want our cake and eat it too. That's how it is. We just sometimes, you know. Cake and ice cream is delicious. Cake by itself is like, but when you get cake and ice cream, you're like, "Damn, this shit's fire. I'm finna demolish this shit. I got cake and ice cream. I'm happy. Cake and ice cream." Instead of just getting cake. I'm like, you ever been to a birthday party and you only got cake and you're like, "What the fuck is this? Like, y'all ain't got no ice cream?" But like whenever they had a cake and the ice cream inside, you're like, "Yo, this is amazing. I want a cake like this when I get older." And that's why, you know, men do that. That's why men will have a side chick and a wife and a side chick. It's just something. It's delightful sometimes. Sometimes. But until you meet that, that one where you go, I really don't want to. But I think with that comes maturity, because you always fall down the stairs early because you're not used to going upstairs. You always fall down the stairs early. You never really like when you get older. Sometimes you fall down the stairs, but not all the time. That always comes with maturity because you gotta, it's a certain way you walk down the stairs. Make sure you keep your hand on the rail, and you just make sure you pay attention to certain things. And that's just how it is. Thinking about it. And I bet you people are like probably gonna be like, listen to this shit like, why the fuck does he keep talking about stairs? All right, let's do this real quick. I sound like Terry. I feel like Terry Crews, where you just keep throwing up points. Oh wait, let me start over again. Nah, but nah, I'm just cheating. I think women should just stop being so selfish when it comes to cheating. Like it's crazy, right? I mean, I'm trying to think to myself, right? If let's say my girlfriend of 2 years, I found out she cheated on me, let's say a year ago. Like let's say I've been dating her for 2 years and she cheated on me like a year ago, like a year before, like a year while we was dating. And I would just and like let's say she's amazing. She's like somebody that I want to marry. And it's like particularly like the Best Man situation. Like I don't know if you haven't seen the movie Best Man, watch it. Stop being lazy. Just go watch it. It's a great movie, a beautiful black movie. Black movies are always they always hit different when you're really watching them, especially for if you're black. But I'm saying in the movie Best Man, Morris Chestnut, used to cheat on his wife all the time. He kept falling down these goddamn stairs. He used to cheat on his wife all the time. And then one day, she decided to get revenge. And she ended up cheating on him. But the worst part about it is like she cheated on him with the Best Man, his best friend, the one that he used to talk to about the cheating. That's I mean obviously that is so disrespectful. that is like falling down the stairs and recording yourself falling down the stairs and everybody's like laughing at you and everybody knows. That's so disrespectful. Like cheating like that is very but I mean when you look at it from the woman's perspective, I mean she had to do what she had to do. She had to do what she had to do. I don't know where I was going with that, but I'm telling you, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna piece it all back together. And as I'm like piecing it all back together, yeah, basically all I'm saying is, yeah, get back, cheat on him, fall down the stairs a couple of times, and we'll see, we'll see how it's really like. Nah, I'm joking. Please don't cheat on your man. Men are not ready to take that kind of trauma. But if you have to, just don't, well, fuck it. Do what you do. Handle your business. Well, women, here's the thing about it. The crazy part about women, they're so fucking amazing that we would never know they cheated. Like, it's so funny, right? It's like in the movie Best Man, you never even like, she never divulged the information that she cheated. The dumbass divulged the information that he cheated. No one would have known. No one. He would have went to it. She would have took that shit to his grave. That she fucked his best friend and the Best Man. That's the thing. No one would ever know. But she like deep down inside, she had her revenge. She was like, yeah, got him, got him. So women, stop being so selfish and get your get back. It's a war. Win a battle at least. I'm joking. These are all just jokes, guys. These are all just jokes. Kind of though. I mean a little bit. Most. I'll be honest with you. Right? If it was like 10 things that I probably said that was kind of outlandish, I stand by 8 of them. 8 of them. You pick which 8, but I stand by 8 of them. But that's funny though. I'm glad to just to be talking about cheating. It's funny to think though. Just imagine though, if that's the reason why Saweetie didn't want to be. I'm fucking up her name. If that's the reason why Saweetie didn't want to be with Quavo's because he cheated. I mean, she's just being selfish. Like, cause let's be honest, Quavo was buying that girl Birkin bags. I'm like, I don't know how much a Birkin bag costs, but I just know it's not cheap. I mean, when the way they talk about that shit, I just know that shit ain't cheap. And he buying this girl Birkin bags. And let's be honest, All right. Okay. You know it's crazy when you this is I sometimes like right men would date, actually no, not sometimes, all the time. Not women don't. All right. Okay. How I'm gonna say this without sounding like a? All right. I'm just say it. Okay. Sometimes, actually, all the time, men are very shallow. Um. They don't really care about certain things. Like this is another Patricia No joke. He goes, "We don't even care if you can read. Like we don't like if we meet a woman right and we go, you can't read. It ain't gonna stop us from talking to you. Like we still gonna do what we gotta do. Like and if a woman found out that I can't read when she meets me, she goes, yeah, I just can't read at all. She'll stop talking to me. But if I find out this like Rihanna can't read, don't bother me. I didn't even ask you. Why are you even telling me that? Like, how'd you date though? Like that don't bother us, right? If you're beautiful, it's like like I remember talking to this one woman, and she goes, because I think we was telling like, yo, life is like so much easier for you because you're a very beautiful woman. She goes, no, it's just hard. I'm like, okay, all right, I believe it's hard, but there's an ugly motherfucker whose life is just really hard, really hard. But it's hard for you though, huh? Because you got to deal with people looking at you all the time, which I ain't gonna lie, it's pretty terrible. Like it's a lot of things coming to women. I would never know because I'm not a beautiful woman. I'm not really even a beautiful man. I'm alright. I got that rugged kind of like handsome look. I'm not like the everyday guy when they go, oh my god, that motherfucker there. Nah, I'm like ruggedly. If you catch me, catch you on a good day. But I guess I can end the episode like this. I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be back and talk about some more stuff. I'm actually gonna be back this time. I just wanted to just put this episode out there and have everybody talking. We have everybody, just hear it. Just to be out there. And I'm glad to be, once again, I'm glad to be back. And I'm thinking about changing my fucking. I'm thinking about changing my what's that called again? The screen thingy, the photo, my photo. I realized I was fat in that photo. I don't like looking at fat me. It took me a while to realize like. What's crazy? Like I looked at some old photos of me when I first got out. I'm like, damn, I had a fucking belly. And no one, well, somebody told me about it, and I didn't like listen to him because how he used to frame how he used to tell me that I was fat. It used to really just like, you're fucking fat. I'm like, look, man, yo, I'm not fat. I'm in the best shape of my life. No, you're fucking fat. You have a fucking stomach. But I'm like, it's like kind of like weird when you have everything else, but you have like your diet is just fucked up. And then it took me a while to realize, oh yeah. My diet's a little fucked up, I'm getting back to it now. But it was just funny just to, realize, like, looking back on fat. So I kind of want to change the photo because I'm tired of looking at fat me. I'm going to fix that. I don't want to look at fat me no more. But this episode's going to come out as soon as possible. I'm glad to be back. And hopefully you can listen to me next time. You guys have a good one. Zane, out.